Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know how to have this conversation. I've been putting it off for the longest time, and my friends and co-YouTubers have been telling me to just sit down and do this video because it's gonna help you in the long run, and it's gonna help you put a message out there that a lot of people need to be educated about, especially women. So first of all, there's 3 parts to this video. So I'm basically first going to touch on my story, then I'm going to touch on how you need to get help if you have a similar problem that I do, and then I want to inspire and encourage you somewhat. So let's get started. About a month ago, at the beginning of February actually, so it's just over a month ago, actually 2 months ago, I went to the doctor to have a routine checkup, and and I wanted a procedure done, and he did a ultrasound on me, and he was like, I can't do the thing you want me to do because there are XYZs not right with you. And we were having conversations about PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. He made mention of something that is called endometriosis. And then also he said the side effects of these 2 problems is diabetes and having issues with your thyroid. So if you are a woman, you know that diabetes and thyroid bring on a lot of side effects such as weight gain, massive dietary changes and life changes, and that is all caused by something called polycystic ovarian syndrome and endometriosis. There are 2 different types of things. And the only way that you can find out whether you have either of these 2 is to go for what is called a laparoscopy. So this is like they put a camera through your belly button and they check what's happening on the inside. So for me, being about 3 weeks, a month away from my wedding, I was like, this is not happening right now. I am not going to put myself through this. And I was in denial for a long time until I sat down with my parents and I sat down with Emmanuel, and we actually spoke about it, and we were like, this is something that's threatening your health possibly, and if you don't determine whether you have it, you're gonna have all these problems for the rest of your life, and it's gonna affect the way you maybe go in about having children and the whole birthing process and the whole becoming pregnant and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay. But firstly, going way back, symptoms were presenting themselves, but I considered them to be normal because everyone knows when you have your period, you go through pain and it's uncomfortable, you go through breakouts, you eat differently when it's that time of the month, and I thought, ah man, this is just normal women stuff. But in actual fact, it's not normal, and you shouldn't be going through as much pain as you should. If you have a heavy period and it's terrible where you can't even operate machinery, like I couldn't really drive when I was that time of the month. I wanted to sleep all the time. I was on very strong pain medication, not like your normal Panado, like your actual get a prescription for that kind of pain medication. And Emmanuel is standing here and he's laughing. That's why I'm like, I'm trying to focus. Anyway, he looks really handsome. He got a haircut today. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, so I was going through all these symptoms and they weren't normal. This is what my doctor told me, because he said you shouldn't be experiencing a period like that. That doesn't sound okay, and how have you been going through this for as long as you have been? And I was like, because society and the media says periods are terrible and it hurts. But in actual fact, that's not the truth. You shouldn't be going through the pain you are going through. So then I was given 3 options to decide what I want to do. Whether I go for the laparoscopy, whether I go on hormone treatment, or if I go for full-on testing for diabetes and thyroid, which are the side effects of endometriosis and PCOS. So we was going to look at the side effects, not at the actual problem, because it's very invasive. And I decided to go and do a laparoscopy. I was scheduled on the 26th of February, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that my wedding was the 17th of March. So this is 2 weeks before the wedding. Clever Gabby going to do full-on surgery So basically with the laparoscopy, all they do is they look. But what I did was I gave them permission to look what's inside, and if there was endometriosis, they would remove it. So for those who don't know what endometriosis is, it is where tissue that is supposed to grow on the inside of your uterus is growing everywhere else. Yeah, that sounds disgusting and terrible, and that's what's happening. So basically all the things that are happening in your uterus when it's your menstrual cycle was happening on the outside of my body as well. How does that sound? It's actually really, now that I think about it, it is painful, and I can't believe I was going through that for probably, I'm 25 now, I got my first period when I was 13, so that's like, do the math, 12 years. I was going through that for 12 years. Okay, so I was going through a hella lot of pain for 12 years, and I was like, okay, go in and remove whatever you need to remove. So I went for the laparoscopy. I was in hospital for, I want to say about a week, from a Friday to about I got discharged on a Wednesday, and then I was booked off for another week, so I was working from home thankfully. And then the week after that was like a full week of wedding prep, and I don't think I realized that I had what I had and how extensive it was, because it was a full-on surgery, people. I have scars and incision marks and everything, because I thought it was like just a through your belly button and that's it, but no, I actually had full-on surgery. And the recovery was really tough because I felt like my body wasn't my body, and that I was being sort of controlled by the pain and whatever was moving on the inside, because all my organs were shifting kind of, because what they do is in a laparoscopy they pump your body with air so you're like bloated, and then they go in and they cut out everything and they remove whatever they need to remove. So now there where the growths were, all my organs shifted, and that was very, very painful. Oh my gosh. But then a week later it felt like nothing happened. It felt like I had no surgery done. I felt so full of energy and I was ready to take on life, and it was like boom. And then after that I had to realize that my lifestyle had to not drastically change, but it changed. And it's got to do with how I exercise, how I move, what I should and shouldn't do when it comes to heavy lifting, and the way I lift things up and bending and all that kind of stuff, because it does have an effect on your pelvic area, which is very much under strain when you have endometriosis, because that's what houses all your vital lady organs. And I have to look at the way I exercise differently now. Thankfully I have a lot of friends that do physio and do human movement sciences, and they've given me so much advice about what I should and shouldn't do, and it's really helped. I haven't yet started a full exercise regime yet because married life is hectic and I'm trying to get back into and getting into the routine of being married and doing YouTube and blogging and full-time job. But it is possible, and I'm very happy that I went for surgery for the one that I did go for. It was a little scary and I went in not really knowing fully what I was getting myself into, but thankfully those that are going through it now, I can give you some advice. So here are my advice. Firstly, if you're going through heavy menstrual cycle, go to a doctor today. Now stop this video right now and get to a gynecologist, because that is the first sign that something is not right. If you have your periods for longer than 5 or 7 days, you should definitely go and get checked out, because that's the warning sign. If you are having heavy periods, even if it's for a short amount of time, then you should go and get checked out. If you feel that your energy, you're not having as much energy as you used to, or you had a rapid weight gain in like 6 months or a year, definitely go and see a doctor, because those were the symptoms that I had, and that's why I, funny enough, found myself at a doctor. But it is very important to listen to your body. So if you have massive changes, if your body went from A to Z in like 3 months, then definitely go and see a gynecologist. This is for women, obviously. Men, if you know your sisters, your girlfriend, your wife that is going through the symptoms, please make sure that you encourage them to go and see someone, and even if it's just for a talk, not to even be examined or anything, just to go and talk to a gynecologist, because they will be able to explain to you. They know the warning signs, they understand how the body is supposed to work, and they will show you pictures and what things are supposed to look like and how it's supposed to go. I definitely highly recommend that. I also recommend that you speak openly about menstruation and endometriosis and polycystic ovaries, because it's something that no one wants to talk about, and that way things just pass by and symptoms are not treated, and women go through painful pregnancies or they go through painful conceptions and stuff like that, and I don't want people to go through that anymore. Even for me, I'm still very scared because of what I have. I've just gotten married and everyone's asking me like, when are you gonna have a baby? And I'm like, please, the factory needs a tune-up first before we can produce any children. So yeah, it's something we need to talk about, and I am finally happy that I'm having this conversation. So if you have any questions about, if you're just curious about endometriosis, you don't even think you have it, my email address is in the description box. And if you have any questions, if you're going through the same thing that I'm going through and you have some advice for me, that would be amazing. Pop me an email. If you are a young girl that doesn't understand what's going on and just needs some love and encouragement to go and see a doctor, please drop me an email. And I am really happy that I've shared the story with you. I am Gabriella and I have endometriosis. I feel like I'm at an AA meeting, but I have endometriosis, and I am happy that I've gone for the surgery and that hopefully none of the growths or the tissue comes back, and I'm on a very good medication plan, and I'm going through the motions of getting better and getting myself healthy and avoiding stuff like diabetes and thyroid issues and all that, because that's also a big thing that happens when you have endometriosis. So I hope this video has helped you, has encouraged you, and motivated you to go and listen to your body, speak to a doctor, have the conversations that no one else wants to have. And I will see you in the next video. So bye.